Hello and welcome back to the Boss House. I'm Bo and this is my journey to find financial stability for me, my partner, and his 3 kids. My life is very chaotic. Things are always changing. Budget bi-weekly, and I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. Okay. This is actually my goal timeline. This is, best case scenario really for how it's going to go to sell my house. If you didn't know, I own a house in Minnesota. I currently live in Chicago, which is where I grew up. I own a house in Chicago where I lived for a while, and I am trying to sell it in June. So I have a lot of work to do in order to get ready for that. And this is just like the tentative rough timeline for how that's going to go as far as things that are going to cost me money, basically. And then what I'm going to do with the money after I sell. So I hope this is interesting. If you have any interest in following the journey while I get ready for the sale, like once I actually go up to Minnesota, if you're interested in any of that, let me know in the comments, okay? Because I wasn't sure if I should include any of that really, because so far I have not really included any of my house stuff with my normal budgeting videos because my house was being rented, so I considered that like self-employment income, and this was my channel is mostly focused on my personal budget. So yeah, just let me know if you're interested in that, and I'll be sure to make some videos as I'm in Minnesota getting ready for everything at the very least. So now that it's been 2 minutes of me rambling, let's get in my timeline. This timeline is going to range from May to August roughly of this year, and it's going to start with May 15th, which is where I'm estimating I'll be able to deposit my car insurance payout, because my car was totaled recently. And that payout should be $6,321. So that is going to go directly to my house fund. That is what I'm going to use in addition to what's already in my house fund to pay for the contractors and everything leading up to the sale. So, and then that's when that's also, once I get that money is when I'm going to start scheduling contractor appointments for Minnesota. And then June 1st is when I'm flying to Minnesota in order to get the process started for like cleaning the house, doing landscaping, all that stuff. So obviously there are going to be some costs associated with that, which is why this is on this timeline. The same day, I'm going to pick up a rental car, which I'll only have for 3 days. And I'm going to buy supplies for the house prep. So I'm going to have to make some trips to like Home Depot, maybe Walmart. I'm not quite sure. I'll know exactly what I need like once I get there and I see how much needs to be done. Unfortunately, I'm not really going to know that much in advance. So I don't know what I'm really going to need, other than like cleaning supplies, which I'm clearly not going to bring with me from Chicago. So then June 3rd is when I return the rental car, and like whatever I end up having to pay is going to come out of my account after that, because that's usually how rental cars go. And that's why that's on the timeline. And then on June 15th is when I pick up the U-Haul to take the remaining belongings that I have in Minnesota to bring them back to Chicago. So there are going to be some costs associated with that, which is why this is on my timeline. Now, I don't know when the contractors are going to come, obviously, because I haven't set up those appointments yet. I haven't even started contacting contractors yet. So I don't know how that's going to go. I'm going to do my best. But I am going to have belongings to bring back on the 15th for sure, which is why, I'm going to get the U-Haul on the 15th. I'm actually going to travel back on the 16th with said belongings, because, I want to put stuff in the U-Haul super early in the morning, like as soon as I wake up and have breakfast, I'm going to load up the U-Haul, which is why I'm picking it up the day before. And then I'm going to drive in the morning on the 16th to get back to Illinois so that I'm home at a decent time and can turn the U-Haul in that same day. So that is my general plan for that part. And then June 20th is when I'm planning to put the house on the market. So a few days after I leave. I don't know what the deal is with the contract. Clearly, I don't know what the deals are going to be with the contractors yet, but I want it to go on the market shortly after I leave. And then I'm planning for July 31st to August 31st, somewhere in there. I'm planning for the house closing. Obviously, I don't know when anyone's going to put an offer in on the house. I'm going to try to have it as nice as possible, as soon as possible, so that, hopefully I get a bunch of offers in the beginning. But if not, I need to be prepared to pay the mortgage and everything else up until closing. So this is my tentative plan for that. Hopefully it won't take too much longer than that because I don't have unlimited money to pay the mortgage while no one's living in the house. So that is my plan for that. And then after that, we're going over what I'm going to do with the money when I sell the house. So I don't know exactly what the house is going to sell for, clearly. Have not gotten any offers yet, have not even met with my realtor yet. I've just talked to him on the phone. So he has not done a full appraisal yet of the house because I still have a tenant in there, and clearly I'm not there to meet with him. So his tentative estimate from the phone was $240,000, but he said it might have to be a little lower based on what kind of condition the house is in. So I'm going to go with the estimate of $220,000. So I still owe $110,000 on my house loan, roughly. So that's going to come right off the top. And then any additional debt I have from prepping the house, like if I need to finance getting the carpeting done, because I'm not sure if I'll have to carpet my whole house. I initially planned to just carpet the basement, but we'll see what happens. But I'm planning for an additional maybe $5,000 above what I have already that might be financed or put on a credit card or whatever. And I'll pay that. And then I'm going to pay off my credit card, and that's roughly $8,000. Capital gains tax, that should not apply to me because I've lived in the house for at least 2 of the last 5 years, which is one of the stipulations on that. And also my gains or my profit is clearly going to be less than $250,000. So it shouldn't apply to me. I kind of wanted to put it in here just, I don't know. Because you might be curious or something. I don't know. It was just a thought. And then I'm going to buy a RAV4. My original goal was to buy a Prius. And then I've seen and sat in a few Priuses. I really don't want one. And I have also driven a RAV4 a couple times. Thank you, friend. And I really want a RAV4. So, I'm planning to buy a new or certified pre-owned RAV4 with the proceeds from the house. I'm budgeting for $50,000. I'm hoping to spend way less than that, but we shall see. Honestly, I want it. So that is my plan for that. My partner will never drive this vehicle. So should be good to go. But anyway, I'd like to buy a car cash, that money, and then fund my savings challenges with $4,000, and then put $2,000 in my account buffer. And then I'm going to dedicate $1,000 to self-care. I will not use this immediately, but I'd like to have that like ready to go for when I want to do something for myself. And then if my student loan is not forgiven and it goes into repayment, I will just pay that off with the proceeds, and that's a little under $5,000, so I'm going to budget $5,000 for that. And then fully fund my emergency fund with, this is actually more than 6 months of an emergency fund, but I'll have it, so why not? So $20,000 for that. And then fully fund my Roth IRA for the year, which the limit for 2023 is $6,500, so I'm going to budget for that. And then fund my wedding, or at least my part of the wedding, which I don't know when it's going to be yet. We shall see, but I want to at least have that money set aside, so that's $3,000. And then fully fund, I'm not sure if you can see, and then I will fully fund all my sinking funds for the year with what's left over from that. I'm not sure how much that'll be. It probably won't be too much, but I do have some sinking funds that probably won't be fully funded at that point, so may as well top them off. And then whatever is left over will start my house fund for my next house. I'm not sure how much that'll be. Obviously, these are rough estimates. It'll probably be less for each of these categories, but I wanted to at least see what I could possibly fund with this money. I briefly thought about just having this go to car and emergency fund, and then put the rest in a house fund, but I figure I may as well fund as many things as I can, and that way I know that I can afford all my goals for the next year, because everything for this year will be fully funded. If you have any thoughts or any ideas as to what to do with the rest of this money, if any of this sounds like a bad idea, or any of this sounds like it could be improved, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. I appreciate you. You deserve financial stability, and I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.